What's up, dude? Welcome back to another episode of the Juan podcast. I'm your host, as always, Juan, and today we got Tony with us. What's up, man?
Yo, Juan on Juan podcast. What's happening, my bro? Yo, what's good, bro?
Yo, it's been a minute. Did you ever start your own podcast? What happened with your podcast? I know guys haven't put anything out in a minute. Been chilling or what?
Yeah, you know what, dude? Like, I thought about doing my own, and you know, it's still definitely something that I'm probably eventually going to pursue again. But like, honestly, dude, I started this like, you know, pretty much kind of like this side hustle, that pretty much blew up, very quickly.
Don't tell me it was selling NFTs.
No. Which it sounds pretty cool, whatever. But no, I'm not that artistic, nor that tech. I'm like millennial tech savvy, but I wouldn't say I'm like a fucking crypto professional. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't know the blockchain, you know, algorithm bullshit. But I try to keep up with these kids. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm very bullish on crypto though, like big time.
I'm bullish on crypto too, dude. But I think that it's just like anything else. I think it's gonna be the one bad apple spoils the rest type of shit.
I hope not, bro. Because you're right. Because there's a lot of shit coins out there. Probably most of them are. But
99.8% of coins are gonna go to shit.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. Because I mean, at the end of the day, if you really kind of think about it, I and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but like the way I look at it is that a lot of these tokens, and these companies, you know, cryptos or whatever, like they're all essentially startups if you think about it.
Yeah,
and it's, you know, physical money backing these projects up. So I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing that 99% of the coins will fall under, because I just feel like it's the technological modern day gold rush, right? And whoever can make it through this new technology to eventually get to the future is set for, I mean, you know, making money in this crazy game of the matrix of a world we live in future, bro. You get what I'm trying to say?
I think it's I get you 100%, but I think it's gonna be like the .com bubble, where a lot of people lost a lot of money, a lot of people made a lot of money, but it's this. My friend, I believe it was Ryan Burns. Shout out to Ryan Burns. He said something about how Bitcoin and all these cryptocurrencies are. He called it the fairy effect, to where it's like a manifestation type of thing, where people believe so hard they're going to become millionaires off of it that they actually do become millionaires, that they actually do end up, you know what I mean? They manifest this shit into reality. Yeah. But again, you have the lizards that aren't going to just let the system crumble, right? They can't just, we've been using fiat currency for the longest of fucking time.
Yeah.
And they're not just going to let that crumble, because they just
not
can't.
From fucking 2021 to 2022. Of course not. Fuck no.
So it's going to be a battle. That's why I say, and you have people such as Elon Musk who are questionable in motives, right? Questionable as far as, I don't know where I stand with Elon, because he's the richest man in the whole world. You can't tell me he's not a lizard. I mean, if you look at him, the dude just talks like a lizard and walks like one. You know what I mean?
Bro, he's trying to put us on Mars. So, yeah, he's a lizard, bro. 100%. You know what I mean?
I think he's an alien from some other planet, and he's just trying to get back. I think that's what happened with him.
So you think he like crash landed on Earth, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck, dude, I'm stuck with these fucking basic ass technological advanced of these people, human beings called human beings.
Yeah.
So I gotta like blend in, and I gotta use their tools and shit.
Like, yeah, exactly. I mean? He's like,
and he's trying to create like a beam back home. Could you imagine? Bro?
By 2022, I want to be able to hook your brain up to the AI and the internet, and because, you know, information isn't transferred fast. You know, it's like, wait a minute, are you pro-human, or are you transhumanistic? Because that's the whole thing with that's the whole thing with Jeffrey Epstein and all those guys. They're transhumanists. And
they want to live forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's like, evil, bro.
Like the whole thing with Walt Disney, that they supposedly froze his body in some cryogenic chamber.
And then they made the movie Frozen on purpose. So when you try to Google it, that's all that pops up is the Frozen movies, bro.
What?
But not about his frozen dead body somewhere in the park. Do you know about that conspiracy theory?
Nah, bro. You just blew my mind.
You lying.
You just blew my mind, dog. So check this out, man.
You for real?
I'm 100%.
I'm not making that up.
I didn't know that. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
Shit.
The thing about this, so even the ancient Egyptians, dude, even the ancient Egyptians, the reason that they mummified their bodies is because they were prepping for the afterlife, and they also believed that they could bring themselves back later on. That's why they would preserve the dead and all this stuff.
Right. That's what they would like.
Yeah. And the craziest thing about the Egyptians is that they 100% believed that these statues and all these inanimate objects, they would be, well, because it comes with two. You can look at it from a few different points of views. There's ancient Egyptian beliefs that if you have, for example, the head of a prophet, it'll prophesize to you, and that links to the Knights Templar, how they had John the Baptist's head, and the Knights Templars, they were prophesized to with Baphomet and all these other crazy entities, and they were able to make the modern day banking system through through alchemy, through what this prophet, right, the head, was telling them. Like, hey, do this and do this. Maybe sacrifice 20 babies. Who knows? Fuck each other in the ass, et cetera, et cetera.
Ah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Dude.
So the Egyptians, so the original intention behind astrology, the original thing behind that, where you have all these zodiac signs and all this stuff, the original intention behind that was to invoke demons, right? The celestial demons. The pagans worshipped nature. They believed that the celestial bodies had power. And astrology, the original intention for astrology was to be able to contact different demons and invoke them into certain inanimate objects. So that's why when you see Egyptian statues with the arms cut off or the face cut off, right? Oh, it's always the nose. The nose cut off is because the tomb robbers, when the tomb robbers would come around, they believed 100% that the gods were actually in these statues through the dark arts, where they would have. The Bible says don't worship idols that need to be carried. There's a reason it says that, because back then they were invoking demons and entities into inanimate objects that would talk to people. Yeah. And so they believe 100%. They're like, hey, if I'm robbing this tomb, I want to suffocate this god so it would knock its head off, or it would knock its nose off, or there was something about the right arm that they always took it off because it was like the arm that it could use to cast spells on you. Some crazy ass shit.
It was like this is what you got to do to like kill it, basically.
Exactly.
So like get it out of it, take its power.
So it comes from these beliefs that when I talk about the elites and the reptilians, whatever, it's because these guys are. I 100% believe that somebody wrote to me on Instagram today, and they were like, hey, I was listening to one of your episodes and you were talking about like magic and all this shit. And I go, and we have all these secret societies, right? Where they're all fighting against each other. And he's like, dude, it's like Hogwarts, right? Why do they make these movies? To put the symbolism in them. How you said frozen. So they deter and take away the energy and the attention from one thing and just channel it into some other place. Because energy, time, bro, the social media and all this bullshit. Yeah. It's all a commodity, right? And
100%.
That's why they say
one of the best things I ever heard was that, like, if it's free, you're the product, buddy.
100%.
Careful what you're fucking saying yes to.
And check this out, dude. And
I knew what I knew now, or what I know now. A decade ago, I'd have done some things differently technologically.
I would have just bought a whole bunch of Bitcoin. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel that, bro. I feel that.
Here's the thing. I did it. I got something that I always talk shit about, because I'm a hypocrite, whatever. But I got the Oculus Quest too, right? The VR headset. That shit is.
They look cool.
That shit is bananas, cool. Bro. The reason that,
are they for real? Like they're that badass?
Bro. Even right now, I've already used it a few hours, however many hours I played, and every time I put it on, I go, "This is fucking crazy."
Come on, dude. Because I'm kind of skeptical. I'm like, how good could it possibly be? That's exciting, dude.
So when you put it on, it's not like, oh, this is a whole nother universe. It's in the sense that when you put it on, time is like not linear. Like I'll put it on at 7:00 at night and I won't take it off till like 12. And I'm like, where the fuck did time go?
Shut up,
bro. It's crazy.
You get lost like that?
Yeah. Cause you don't have a watch in there to look, you know what I mean? Like,
wow. So that's immersive, bro.
And that's the problem. That's why.
Wow, that's immersive.
That's why Mark Zuckerberg and all these cucks are gonna take over the world.
They're trying to, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Damn, that's crazy, dude. And of course, like, people like yourselves that obviously, you vibrate at a bit of a higher, sense of awareness of, shit that's going on. So you could like enjoy some VR here and there, but like, no, to check that shit.
Oh,
But
100%.
most people don't operate. 99% of people don't operate like that, bro.
No.
Okay, maybe that's a bit too much, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I think you're right. I think
Maybe.
there's a high percentage of people that are just, they're not
the sheeples.
The sheeple, yeah, they're not awake. I don't like the term woke. I think it sounds retarded, but I
get that. I get that, and because it sounds like you got like almost like when people try to say I'm woke is like because you're trying to sound like you're better than them, but that's not what we mean. That's not what you mean. Yeah.
So are you gay? Like you woke? Like what
you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, hold on, bro, back up. You know what I mean? But like,
but I think I think when it comes to these sort of things, people need to have some sort of like situational awareness, right? But a lot of people live life without that. They live life just taking everything that they you know how many people I know that they read something on Facebook one time and then they just like, oh, that's true, that's real. Like a fake art. Like today, what was it? I was working out with my neighbor and he pulled up this article and it said Amazon to fire workers that were caught in the rubble who didn't check out, with the tornado.
Oh, I heard about that.
That was wild, right?
That's crazy, bro. That's so crazy. Well, like, was it like 12 tornadoes or 200? Like, how many tornadoes?
I think it was one that went like 200 miles, wasn't it? I don't fucking know.
Oh, fuck. Is that what it was?
Bro, that's like going from Orlando to Miami. A fucking tornado just fucking everything up just in the way.
At 200 miles an hour. Fuck.
That's like, wild, dude.
That's fucking scary shit, man. Mother Nature, dude, she's mad at us, bro.
Well, here's the thing. Then you get the conspiracy theories that H.A.A.R.P and all this other stuff of how the government is controlling the weather through these satellites. And dude, I didn't know this. I thought H.A.A.R.P was only one satellite in one place of the world. They got this shit all over the globe, dude.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. It's like it reminds me of, remember that like H.A.A.R.P, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like what it is, the way they have it spread apart was like, do you remember I forgot what Transformers it was. I think the third one where he kept trying to plant all those steel like rods all around different parts of the earth to bring fucking Cybertron to Earth. You remember that shit?
Nah, that's I lost track after like the second.
I think it was the second or third, but either way, but that's what that H.A.A.R.P global network is what you're saying, right?
Yeah, well,
to be able to fucking control shit.
It's got to do with the ley lines and because if you look at the ley lines, dude, these people aren't stupid. This is why the church back then, they would take down some pagan site, right? Because it's all got to do with the flow of energy and the way the poles are connected and the magnetic fields and all this stuff. That's what Nikola Tesla was on. Nikola Tesla was like on a whole other level when it came to energy. He understood that we can get energy from the earth, from the ground, right?
Yeah, dude.
And then he was being funded by lizards, by J.P. Morgan and all these other guys. And then he worked for Thomas Edison for a while. And we know about Thomas Edison, all the inventions that he put forth, but a lot of the stuff he copied from Nikola Tesla. And they shut him down when they saw, because why? Because you can't commercialize something that's free. Just like what's going on with the vaccine. You can't commercialize ivermectin because it's like a generic drug, right? You can't. That's what I tell people. And I go, you can't be so naive to think that the government wouldn't do some shady shit how they've done since the beginning of time. The church, the government, it's all the same thing, right? It's all just different facades to fit different people. Right, because a lot of people, religion to them is like everything. Like, oh, God is almighty, and I believe in God, and man is imperfect. So okay, so here's the church, spirituality and all this shit. But still, it's molding them in a way that it's still to carry on that intention or whatever it may be. And they say that the simulation is run by negative energy. How in the Matrix everybody's like a human battery, because we do have an aura. I read this book one time. The astral plane, its inhabitants, and its scenery, and it talks about how everybody has a different aura. Animals are able to pick up on that, and we can't see people's auras because the eye can only pick up 0.0035 of the light spectrum. So imagine the shit that we can't see. You know what I mean? And I'm sure you've done psychedelics, right? Oh, you didn't do. You haven't done You haven't done
Not
shit.
yet.
You suck.
I haven't done
bro.
the shrooms yet. I know, man. That's my next mission, bro. I just been so busy with work, but it's coming up, bro. It's coming up.
So I think it's just a lack of situational awareness when it comes to a lot of these things. And there's a lot of things going on in the background that people aren't aware of because they're not being spoken about. The media paints the reality that they want people to live in. So right now it's fear, fear, fear. You know, lockdown right now. You're living in Nazi Germany, because I know your government is just shutting you down. What the fuck is that like, dude? Like,
it's crazy over here, bro. Like, cause obviously for, just like if people don't remember my background, like, I'm from Texas, right? I'm originally from Houston, Texas, and like a dummy, I was chasing some tail out here in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? I married that tail, didn't work out, divorced that tail.
Damn.
But son. I stayed in Toronto. I like it out here, no word of a lie, outside of, being cold as fuck in the winter. But anyways, all was good. You know what I'm saying? I thought, again, 2019 Toronto, fucking loved it out here. Now this post-COVID, fucking just Canada, Toronto in general, bro, is like, holy
it's
shit,
that
man.
bad, bro? Like, what are they making
Yeah,
you do?
bro, like just like pretty much like every like job.
It's not like
in,
Australia though.
Dude, that's China now, bro. That's fucked up shit. What's happening in Australia? But then the Australians are just fucking allowing it. Like, what is wrong with them, dude?
They can't do anything, bro. They don't have guns. They gave that shit up.
See, there you go. See, and then so what's going on over here in Canada? So it's like, every like major job. So like banking sector, the fucking medical sector, public service. They're pretty much like like we're talking like economy carrying jobs, right? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a lot of the population are in those fields, and those fields cover a wide spectrum of employment opportunity, if you know what I'm saying. So anyone in those spaces are pretty much getting mandated to get a vaccine because it's almost like not the world didn't go full like, at least in the corporate world, it didn't go full
retard.
It didn't go full digital. It almost did, but for whatever reason, the rhetoric of this new hybrid work lifestyle is now the new rhetoric. That's now the new lifestyle. And again, I work in the banking sector now, right? It's like lending and et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, that's what you're seeing. So like, of course, everybody's getting vaccinated here. A lot of people are double vaxxed, and then a lot of people are getting like a booster, and now they're putting a lot of like, chatter about like little kids are more at risk.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden, that's the rhetoric being pushed around. And then you got the Omicron. It's it's gonna happen in Canada. Like there's no doubt about it. Like,
well, they supposedly found it in the waterways here in Central Florida.
Come on, my girl made a funny joke, but a good point the other day, and she was like, how Omicron really getting over here if like they really ain't let nobody travel? Like, you know what I mean? Like from
the border's still shut down for you guys?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah, man. And then like even to get through, like you gotta like go through every kind of hoops. You gotta be vaccinated still, and you gotta go through like rapid tests, like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
it doesn't make any sense.
Like I said, and again, I'm in Florida. DeSantis isn't safe either, right? DeSantis, the treatment that he pushes, Regeneron, I'm pretty sure he owns stock in that company, bro. Yeah. So every time he pushes it and orders all this merchandise, not merchandise, but stock, right, of the Regeneron,
yeah,
the stock of that company is gonna go up because they're selling more product, right? And in return, the stock's going to go up. And if he's holding stock, he's going to make more money. So again, I feel that government is the two sides of the same coin. But I also think about, if these people, and by these people, again, you can insert whoever you want, the reptilians, if they're reptiles or not, I think they are reptiles. And I'll explain in a second. Though, if they're so smart and so powerful, why would they make Joe Biden look like some idiot? Like, who, you know what I mean? Like if you guys are that on par, like, you're walking a thin line and you want to control the masses, why would you let some clown rule the quote unquote free world? You know what I mean? Like, don't you think you would put somebody more articulate and who's not senile in power? Do you know what I'm getting at? Like,
yeah, no, I mean, I just feel like the reason I think it worked is because Biden was just opposite of Trump, just enough between the split of the Trump on whole Biden.
But why would they let Trump get in the first place if they're so powerful? They would have let Hillary get in, or they would have let somebody else get
maybe,
it. You know?
And maybe that's the thing. Maybe Trump wasn't supposed to get that far, but somehow the motherfucker did it, you know? And they were like, fuck, like, how did he do it?
Yeah.
And he did it so just marginally, but he did it, you know? And I feel like that's maybe where they were like, yo, hell no. Like, this guy, no, like, he's being American again, basically. Like, he is being a real American president. Like,
And I
for
mean, you're from Texas, so I'm sure
right.
how people
And that's
are
the
there.
thing about him. Hate him or love him, and I have both feelings for him.
Yeah, me too.
But one thing you can't fucking take away from that greedy billionaire bastard, he's a greedy billionaire bastard American, and he's all about pretty much America, right?
Yeah, I like that. I like that patriotism, right? Like the
now his delivery, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, well, but, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying, bro. But like, I think it was maybe he wasn't supposed to get that far, and maybe that's why the whole White House got stormed. Like, think about the crazy shit that's happened, bro, since we've been locked down basically for the last 2 years, or at least we have and shit. Oh, that's what I forgot to tell you too. Of course, you know, because obviously, you know, I haven't got the jab, and my girl doesn't either. We can't really go anywhere either to we can't go sit inside restaurants to eat.
Wow, dude.
You know what I mean? So, and then it's winter time over here, so we got to find like a place with a patio and shit. So that's what it's like. That's what it's like out here, bro, with this COVID crazy shit, you know?
I do that podcast with Tom, and he was telling me today that some article came out a few days ago saying that winter will give people heart attacks now. And just this week alone, bro, I've known of 3 people who have gotten heart attacks.
Yeah, dude.
Again, I don't know if they're vax. I don't know, but I know of from friends, you know, some of my dad's friends, and you know some other friends that I know, their dads.
Wait. So you mean heart attacks from like a complications?
So the whole thing, the whole thing with the vaccine is that it's giving people pericarditis, so the inflammation of the heart. And it's fucking people's hearts up. But now in Canada, they said, yeah, you could have a heart attack from the cold. It's like, haven't you guys been living up there for forever now?
Yeah,
now the cold is
dude, and that's the rhetoric they're trying to push on people.
Yeah, bro, people are eating it up.
I don't watch like mainstream media, right?
That's the thing, dude. You have to look at both sides of the argument. So I'll look at a left-leaning media outlet and then a right-leaning media outlet, and then I'll try and find a middle ground. But you see the differences, right?
No,
you see the realities.
I'm with you, dude.
You see the realities that they want their followers to live in. I was listening to Alex Jones yesterday. He's going balls deep.
Oh, bro, that especially right now, I bet he's going crazy.
100%. He's, you know, we have to defeat the globalists, all this shit. I'm damn, son, this guy lives that shit. That guy lives that reality.
Yeah. He lives that shit for sure.
But he's got an audience and he sells it and he makes money. He pushes his products. It's all a business. How I think religious establishments are a business. And what I meant to say earlier about religion, when these people would worship the earth, right, the pagans and the ley lines, the churches would knock down certain altars to certain gods and build their establishments on there. And if you follow the ley lines, bro, there's maps of the ley lines, depending on which ones you follow, you can trace the ley lines, and usually across those ley lines, there are religious establishments. And the pyramids are on a lot of the pyramids are on ley lines because, again, it had to do with something about the way the energy flowed. And my whole theory about the pyramids and the ancient Egyptians and all these people is that we have the Mayans that they disappeared out of nowhere.
Yeah.
The
just
Mayans,
fucking crazy.
They just left. The Egyptians, same thing. They got taken over by nomadic groups. All
no
this
one
shit.
Can really explain how they just disappear.
What I think happened, and it's got to do with haplogene X. And haplogene X is this gene that supposedly a lot of indigenous people have, right? So a lot of Native Americans and all this stuff. And it goes back to, like fucking the mountains of the Caucasus and all that shit, right? Like way back to the Rosicrucians and all this crazy shit. And what I think it is some sort of way that they were able to lock into some certain frequency at some point in time. If it was a certain time of the year or a certain time in their life as a people, that they were able to just probably teleport to some other dimension and leave as a whole because they were able to lock into that. You know what I mean? Like they were able to, that's why you have the skinwalker, the wendigo, these beliefs of certain entities that are able to go after people through black magic. And I think it's got to do a lot, and that's why some people are more susceptible to the paranormal or these crazy beliefs like this about alternate dimensions than others, because maybe they have some residual thing. Because if when we're growing up, fears are passed down through genetics. That's 100% real. If you have a chicken and you flash different shapes above its head, it's fine. But as soon as you flash over the silhouette of an eagle, it fucking freaks out. Through all the generations and through the genetics of that animal, it knows eagle is fucking bad. Death, eagle means we're going to die. Run. Yeah. So it's the same thing with humans. This fear of the boogeyman, of the darkness, of all these things that are make believe, I feel are things that are passed down through generations through our ancestors, right? When our fucking ancestors were fighting off saber-toothed tigers and they were scared to sleep at night, maybe it wasn't that they were scared of the dark, it's because they were scared of whatever was in the dark type of shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, and then you have the Wendigo, Skinwalker, whatever iteration that you want of the Chupacabra, even maybe. Yeah, man. You know what I mean?
So many different ones. Yeah.
So many different ones that I think that these people were able to lock into some, because bro, we don't even know what the fuck. I was actually just talking to my neighbor today when I was working out with him. And I said, dude, the only way I'll get the jab is if I can go to Egypt. If I can go to Egypt, I'll get all 3 shots at once.
But why just Egypt though?
Because it's like the top. I think the Egyptians were like the craziest civilization ever.
Gotcha. Oh, because that's like on your bucket list.
On my bucket list, yes, like 100%.
Oh, for sure, bro. You gotta go, bro. You gotta go.
I'll take the vaccine in my ass anywhere, bro. To just if I got a full paid trip to go somewhere.
You know what I mean? I feel that though, bro. Like fuck. I mean, fuck.
It sounds fucked up, right? Because I talk about it all the time, like, oh, fuck the government, all this stuff. But
no, but I get that, man. I mean, dude, it's funny, man. Just kind of circle back, like just all this shit with the ancient Egyptians, man. It's like, you ever like, I don't know, bro, and just try to follow, I guess, what I'm trying to say without me trying to ramble, right? Because like, you ever see like just the way the ancient Egyptians is, and just especially with the whole like, I don't know, man, the objects from the pyramids, just all the representation. Just imagine that world, right? And it seemed like at the time that world specifically, it was like as its highest advanced that it possibly could have been. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It came from the slums, and this was like peak. I don't even know to call it humanity or whatever, but peak, human power per se, right? And then something happened, right? We don't know what happened. They just vanished.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you ever look at it like, yo, this world that we live in nowadays, are we starting to hit this fucking, crazy fucking peak, where we feel like we're so advanced, and we think we think we have such a hold on this thing called technology that we're saying we can put our consciousness into a robot. That's how
we don't even know what consciousness is, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's what they're saying, dude. Like, that's what human beings nowadays are saying, that like we are the almighty,
Yeah, that's been around forever, though.
Is it gonna crash? No, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that, like, man, like, is our great reset's gonna happen in our lifetime? Like, the great reset of like fiat currency with crypto. You got all the crazy shit happening with the stock market on the short squeeze plays that are all of a sudden getting crazy chatter again, right? Like, I don't know, bro. I just feel like, you ever put the two together? You know what I'm saying? Maybe not in our lifetime. We'll see us like, crash and burn, and mysteriously we'll be in some other history books. But like, you ever maybe put that correlation?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, I believe 100% that the Earth, I think that the Earth itself cleanses itself, and that's the
shit.
There's the belief of the cataclysm from 11,500 years ago, where there was maybe these solar flares, because there's some places in Egypt, dude, that you look at the front of the statue and it's perfect, right? And then you look at the back of it and it's been like melted off, like sheared off, like it's like charred and like melted. And they say
how do you explain that? Yeah.
Well, the sun puts out solar flares, right? And I was looking at a picture the other day where it was like a solar flare the size of Jupiter. So these solar flares and all these things that are just, they're just gamma rays and all this crazy shit being shot at the earth. That fucks people up, bro. There's places in Egypt where there's glass in the sand. And in order for you to be able to turn sand into glass, it needs to be heated at a crazy fucking temperature.
Crazy temperature.
And that has to do, bro, again, and that has to do with the whole Mahabharata and the Bhagavad Gita, where all these ancient, they talked about ancient wars with the gods. Yeah. And how they had, Zeus with the lightning bolt. Right, he was super destructive, and Poseidon, he controlled the oceans, and he would destroy, empires and shit, with waves and water. And I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of narrative fallacy and like maybe some ancient cataclysms that were happening at the same time, and people can't correlate. They always have to androgenize certain things because they understand it from, the Adam and Eve story. Maybe it wasn't a man and a woman. Maybe it's symbolic, how you said all these symbols, or it's something that so people can cope with a story like Noah's Ark, H.A.A.R.P, the Great Flood. They're talking about the Great Flood, but then they make it into a story so people can digest it and just be able to interpret it better. Do I think we're at our peak? I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure in 1929 when Black Friday hit, or Black Thursday, whatever it was, October 30th, 1929, I think is when the stock market crashed, the Great Depression started.
Yeah, it was the first ever
I think that
stock market crash.
That time people thought the same thing.
Isn't that when the Federal Reserve was created? Isn't that when it happened?
No, I think the Federal Reserve was created way before that. Let me double.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, I thought I read somewhere it was like one of the first great crashes was a big reason why the Federal Reserve was introduced, or some shit. Maybe I got my shit mixed up because
I think you might be right. Let me double check it. So the Federal Reserve, the Federal Reserve is a central banking system of the United States of America. It was created on December 23rd, 1913. Yeah. And after a series of financial panics led to the desire for central control of monetary system in order to alleviate financial crisis. So
so you see, even then, bro,
they thought that the world was ending then.
Right. So like, and again, just circling back to like everything we just been talking about, bro, it's like the problem, or like just for whatever reason, that's why the whole vaccine mandates and just everything to a central banking system is that like, and if you notice, no one is united as a people anymore. It's like you are versus someone, whether you like it or not. It's always
like that. And even if we don't have, the vaccinated versus the unvaccinated, we have other things, right? Oh, I think Toyota is better than Honda.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everything is like a whatever I stand for. It's
called the duad, bro.
Versus whatever somebody else stands for. You know, and it's like, why does it have to be that way? Why can't it be like, oh, it's just the way I feel about shit versus the way you feel about shit? It's not me versus you. I don't care how you feel.
It's funny you say that, dude, because the other day I had a discussion, right? A debate with somebody. And I don't debate people. Right. I don't feel I should have. I don't feel the need to push my beliefs onto you or try to convince you of what I think.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about podcasting, right? Because I can put out whatever fucking message I can say whatever the fuck I want at whatever point in time on my podcast and get the message out. If you resonate with it, awesome. If you don't, then awesome too, right? Yeah. So when they started coming at me with some certain things, I was like, hey, dude, I'm not here to debate you. I have no reasons to debate you because I'm going to feel the same way I feel from, 5 minutes ago. I'm going to feel the same way 5 minutes into the future. So you're talking to me about something that I feel very strongly about, right? And I go, when I explain something to somebody, a lot of times they don't, and that's what I was talking about earlier, this situational awareness of just life itself, this experience that we're in. Some people just can't comprehend you shattering their beliefs of whatever it may be, right? Like a lot of people trust in religion. Religion is the main one because a lot of people live and die by that shit, bro.
I mean, you can, it's heavy though, bro. To shake someone's, reality and perception of something to just all of a sudden change out of a new fact that hit them out of left field. It's, yeah, man.
The Pythagoreans.
Like that's what people can't seem to get a hold of.
No,
But
they can't.
but people gotta realize, man, that like,
it's like some people still wave Trump flags. Did you know he fucking lost? You know what I mean? Like, what reality are you in that you're still waving some Trump flag? Trump 2020. Like, bro, he's fucking, it's done.
Yeah, dude, we're about to hit 2022. You know what I mean?
Bro, that's crazy how this year just flew by. And I thought 2021 was gonna be like the year. And I can't complain, right? I'm it's funny I'm saying that I'm blessed, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I'm blessed, right?
I've been so blessed.
Honestly, dude, 2020 and 2021 have been probably the best years of my life. As far as business goes and as far as everything else goes, it's been, and it's fucked up to say that because for some people it's been horrible.
It's been the opposite, dude. But I couldn't agree with you more, and I couldn't relate anymore, dude. Like, I mean, as much as the pandemic has like quote unquote like sucked and being locked down, I agree, man. I've had just a wonderful fucking 2 years of just being able to self-isolate at home and work by myself, and
like financial freedom too.
Exactly, the financial freedom and getting into business that I've been trying to get into hardcore for the last 2 years, and finally be able to break into that, to finally leave the rat race, and to be able to even work from home all summer, officially from home, and going in outside, and just recapturing who it is that I am as a person. I think a lot of people forget because they just fall into the rat race, man. That 9 to 5, and you drive to work every day, and it's just this this hamster in a wheel, bro. And then the media and all these fucking evil entities fucking latch onto that shit, and they keep people spinning. That's all it is, man. If you can keep people spinning like that, you can control where you want them to go. And if you can control where people are gonna go, you can control where the money flows. You know what I'm saying? And of course, all the greedy evil bastards out there want all the money flowing to them, right? So
yeah,
I don't know, man.
I saw a meme today that was
crazy shit.
That was showing the net worth of Elon Musk, the net worth of Jeff Bezos, the net worth of Bill Gates before and after the pandemic, and they've tripled, doubled, quadrupled their net worth through what people say is probably some of the worst. And I'm not saying I don't believe in COVID, right? I don't want to get that idea out there, and I've talked about this shit a lot. The one thing that really drove it home for me, bro, the one thing that I said, wait a minute, this is bullshit. Yeah. At first, March 2020, we had the stock market crashing, we had crypto crashing, we had everything, right? It was the great reset, if you will.
Bro, that shit was crazy. But it was such a flash crash, though.
But check this out. So we went from everybody locking down, everybody staying indoors, toilet paper selling out, people
they
just
shut
panicking.
the world down, dude.
They shut the world down. To check this out, fast forward to the end of 2021, we have some guy here in Florida, at least, we have some guy with a little tent in the parking lot of Walmart or Bravo or Publix, whatever. These are all stores that are down here, doing rapid COVID tests. And I go, if this is the most dangerous virus to ever exist right in our time,
yep,
and you got this one motherfucker in the parking lot of Walmart giving you tests for the fucking most horrendous,
bro, unsanitary. People waiting in line behind each other. Yeah, how do people not see this shit, bruh?
You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? That's what really drove it home for me. And I'm not saying that it's not real. I'm sure there are people listening whose loved ones have been part of it, maybe they've gotten it.
Yeah, no doubt.
They know of people who have died from it. Well, I'm not saying there is something out there. I think I had it back in November of 2019, dude, because I went in December of 2019. I went to Tennessee on a trip, and dude, I had the worst cough for 2 weeks. I had a fever, and I'm not one to get sick. I had a fever, I had everything, and it was like the most horrible cold for 2 weeks, bro. And then 2 weeks after I had gotten it, I was, that cough that it hurts your fucking lungs.
Oh yeah, because you got like nothing left in there, like moisture.
Yes, it was like that type of cough, like it hurt.
That's like a dry cough.
Yes, dude, it was the worst. And then come to find out that supposedly COVID had been around since November, but then This whole narrative of people dropping in the streets in China. Whatever happened to that? Are people dropping in the streets here now? You know what I mean?
Bruh,
it's like how you said, there is no unity. And this is what I feel. There's a couple things going on, and I think the number one thing is and I think it's, Terrence McKenna talked about this, Graham Hancock talks about this separation from like the source. And you can interpret that however you'd like, if it's God to you, or if I think God's the universe. I think that I don't think that he should be, I don't think that this force that is running everything, right? Running the matrix, if you will, I don't think that he should be labeled as God, Jesus, Yahweh, El, Buddha, Vishnu, Quetzalcoatl, whoever you want to fucking pick, right? Because there's all these same guys over and over again all throughout history.
Yeah.
I think it's just what Plato talked about, emanationism, the source, the one, it's just there. And that's the problem I have with religion, that it takes something and it'll categorize it, and it'll put labels on things that shouldn't be there. And it just separates people further away. It's a brokered experience. You achieve divinity through us. And all the people in history that talked about achieving divinity through knowledge, through gnosis, like the Gnostics, were what? Killed. They were fucking killed. Why? Because they can't make money off of a free experience.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then look at Nikola Tesla.
He got it. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? Because same thing. He was basically trying to build self-sustainable energy, man.
Like the guy that made the car that runs off of water, he got killed. Gaddafi was tapping into the world for water. Yep. He got fucking killed because you can't commercialize that shit.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
And
that's where, again, it comes down to where when you start to hurt the deep pockets of like, and again, when I said like evil, like when I was talking about that evil statement, I said where the money flows to the evil, bro, I'm saying like beyond, like the Bilderberg type of meetings, that kind of shit is what I'm saying.
The people
like,
above them.
That's what I'm saying. Like the
guys in the other dimension, bro. The guys that they sit at the altar to try and talk to. That's the people those are the entities we got to worry about. And
that's what I'm saying.
It brings me back to this Manly P. Hall lecture that I was listening to about the Illuminati and the Illuminated, and he talked about how he says at the beginning of it, and it gets heavy as fuck, and I was like, damn. This is a lecture from the 1957. Right?
Oh,
I'm like, this guy is on some balls deep into the occult. He's like, hey.
And in 1957, too, bro, that boy's got balls of steel to be talking about that shit that time.
Homeboy says these rulers of this world, they live in this world and in this dimension, but they're not of this realm. And I said, wait, what the fuck? And he says they get wiped out, and they always find a way back in. And I said, wait a minute. I said, that meme, hold up, wait a minute.
Yeah, for real.
And I've listened to that lecture 2 times. And every single time I listen to it, I go, what is he even saying?
What's he talking about?
You know what I mean?
What's he referring to?
Yeah. And again, not of this world, occupying this world, but not of this world. That's a fucking alien, bro. That's something, you know what I mean? And they find a way back in.
Human.
It's not human. It's not.
Right.
And it relates back to these ancient mystery schools, these ancient beliefs of all these ancient civilizations, and they were onto some shit. We don't even know how they built the pyramids, bro. What were they using?
You know what I mean?
Or what the pyramids were for.
Look at Stonehenge. How the fuck did humans do Stonehenge? There's no way.
No. Well,
there's no way.
And
my girl thinks so. She crazy though.
So here's the thing. So to touch on what your girl is saying, I think that if you have enough people, you can move stones around.
Of course, but like, dude, at the time, you know what I'm saying? And like, there's no fucking way, man. There's no way Stonehenge was done by humans.
So, but here's the thing. That's not even the conspiracy. So excuse me, that is the conspiracy, that it wasn't done by the dynastic Egyptians, that the Egyptians only took over what was there.
Yes.
So you have, and then this gets into the whole Tartaria and this crazy advanced civilization, of which that's what some people say that Nikola Tesla knew about this ancient Tartarian knowledge.
He's got a statue over here, yo. In Niagara Falls. Yeah.
Really?
In Niagara Falls on the Canadian side.
What the fuck?
Yeah, bro, he's the statue. He's got like I think there's a building named after him over here in Niagara Falls in Canada.
Well, have you ever heard of?
Yeah, I want to say then there's like the statue of the guy. I gotta confirm. I bet my girl remembers, but yeah.
Have you heard of like the World Fairs?
No, I feel it rings a bell, but like not really. You know what I'm saying?
Late 1800. Maybe you might have heard it on like one of my podcasts, like the solo episodes that I fucking
probably did. Yeah.
So that whole thing of these, if you see this architecture that's like out of place in some areas, and it looks like, you know, Greco-Roman or like this Gothic style fucking architecture.
Yeah.
That a lot of it was either torn down or like. Have you noticed that in a lot of these buildings, and look up Tartaria, right? Like look up the Great Mud Flood and all this stuff. A lot of these buildings, bro, a lot of them were burnt down, right? Like these crazy big mansions and these crazy beautiful cathedrals and all this stuff. Oh, well, somebody left a cigar somewhere and it burned the whole thing down.
Jeez.
And what burned down? The Library of Alexandria.
Yeah, all the history books.
Right? How much
like the banking that went up in flames in the World Trade Center. Conveniently.
Exactly.
All those records.
The Pentagon.
All those shorts.
The Pentagon fucking blowing up. You know what I mean? The Donald Rumsfeld with the $3 or $4 trillion that went missing from the budget. Where the fuck did the money go?
Where'd it go?
Well, he's dead now, so we're not ever gonna know. And after 9/11, we never talked about it. Just how when the whole case of Jeffrey Epstein started, what started right after that? Right? No, but what started right after that? Coronavirus.
Oh, man.
They're not covering the Ghislaine Maxwell shit. Why not? Oh, it's a federal case. They can't talk about it. They can't tell. Well, Kyle Rittenhouse shit was televised 24/7, 7 days a week until. Yep. Why? Because they're taking your energy and they're draining it on one thing, and they're just taking it.
Well, they're trying to. It's all about distraction.
Yeah, 100%. You know I mean? That's why I'm very excited to see the new Matrix. It's coming out soon. It's coming out at the end of this month.
Fuck yeah, me too. I can't go watch it though, bro. No, I'm serious. I can't go to the movie theater.
It's on. It's on HBO Max, bro. I'm so sorry for you, dude. I don't know why people do this shit to themselves.
I have to fucking stream it, dude.
Do you guys have like some sort of and I know you're not from there, but do you guys have some sort of, I don't know, Declaration of Independence or some shit that you guys can like refer to?
We do, but like, I don't know, bro. It's just at this point we're just kind of waiting it out, man. Like, the one thing is we do have a bit of a cowboy ass fucking prime, or what the fuck is he called? He's equivalent to like would be like the governor of the state. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like a Ron DeSantis.
He's like a bit of a cowboy and shit, and he's always out there like talking about like how he didn't want COVID to split the population, blah blah. But the problem is that, you know, he gets all huffy and puffy about it, and I believe in, you know, his stance with it, like not trying to, you know, he believes it should have been people's choices, blah blah. It wasn't for mandates, basically. And but then, you know, of course, the big government, Trudeau, was putting all the pressure on him to basically like change your fucking stance, or who knows what happened in a behind closed door meeting. Because, dude, from one day to the next, bam, all of a sudden it was vaccine mandate, vaccine passports, all this shit. I can't go to the movie theater to go watch The Matrix, even though I really want to.
Well, it's gonna be on HBO Max, dude. And again, I mean, I don't want to hype it up because I know it's not gonna be as.
Is it going to be on HBO Max on release?
I think so, dude.
I think it's
getting. It comes out in 2 days in Russia. I know it's coming out on the 16th. It starts coming out in Russia.
I think because I was like, I wouldn't. I think
fucking Kazakhstan gets it before we do, bro. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So I think it has a theatrical release window, my bro.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Again, I just saw. I did a podcast with my buddy Daniel, and he's like, "Oh, we can watch it at your place on HBO Max, or we can go to the movies." And I was like, well, I mean, I can go to the movie. I'm sorry, bro. I can go to the movies, even though I'm not vaccinated, but
you know what I'm saying?
But it's the craziest shit, right? That and the funniest part of all this, dude, like with the whole Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve and the government about all these job reports. It's like, hey, we're going to shut the economy down and we're going to shut all these businesses down. And then, oh, the statistics came out. We have a whole bunch of new jobs that we created. You fuck. You shut it down since the very beginning. What are you talking about?
See inflation numbers? How terrible were they, bro?
We knew this, dude. We knew it. It's like when the Pentagon came out and said, hey, UFOs are real. Yeah.
No shit.
We
Yeah.
fucking know they're real. Show me, bro. Show me the little aliens. Show me the little green men, right? Show me these motherfuckers because I need to see them. And then that's another thing, right? What's the whole? Why is the government? I think it was just recently this week that they weren't releasing certain information about UFOs and stuff. Who knows if that's even like? I think that's some sort of. I think that's a government program, dude. I think that's. Not that I don't believe in aliens. I think that there is some sort of alien beings, but I think that all the technology that we see, I think it's within our government. Like I think that they're just testing out shit that maybe that they got back from the Nazis, bro. Because if you look at Project Paperclip, all the Nazis were occultists, and they say that they discovered alien technology, and that's why they were able to ramp up their production of submarines from like 10 a day to like 200 a day, like some crazy fucking way that they were able to just pump out crazy amounts of. And again, and you can argue, well, be like, oh, well, it was a time of war and they put the entire country to work. It could just how the Egyptians built the pyramids. It could have been just a bunch of fucking people, a bunch of slaves.
Could have been just literally every single human.
They were grinding it out.
Yeah,
bro.
just doing it. Yeah, like there was like no. And you know what, bro? I mean, what if it was because they were all united to some higher power that was commanding them to do that. No, like think about it, dude.
I mean, his name was Hitler, bro.
There was no separation or nothing. It was just like, yes, higher power. We got to build this, and everybody, was like, yeah, and it was every single human being, every man, woman, and child, put in labor to build this thing.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, maybe that would be like a really sweet thing, like a fun, positive story. Spin to it.
It's
but,
Occam's razor, right? The most logical answer makes sense. So maybe it wasn't alien tech.
Fuck no. I think it's alien tech. After that beautiful story, I said no. Fuck no. That shit wasn't human.
I like to think that it was alien tech, and that there is some sort of. I love the Anunnaki theory, right? That we're some failed experiment of these aliens. But again, if these aliens are all so powerful, why would they need gold to power their vehicles? Or they would just find some other way. If they're so technologically advanced, they would find some other way to make shit work. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm a quote unquote conspiracy theorist, but I like to be rational about certain things. Mm-hmm. I can't get behind the fact that some people think that the fucking earth is flat. I'm sorry. If you believe the earth is flat.
Have you read a few of them though? There's been a few.
Bro, I've had Mark Sargent on my podcast. I've had Mark Sargent, the guy from.
He believes in flat Earth.
He's the fucking poster child for flat Earth.
Oh fuck yeah, I do. That's how much I don't believe in flat Earth that I don't know who the respected.
He had a documentary on Netflix. I had him on the show, dude. I've talked to people of flat Earth.
I didn't know that. That's crazy. I'd be willing to hear it out though. Not to say that I'd be convinced, but like, that's some wild shit to really believe. No.
Check out Mark Sargent on the One-on-One podcast.
I don't know. Is flat?
I don't know the episode numbers, but I had Mark Sargent on, then I had David Weiss. And David Weiss called me an in-the-closet flat earther. Okay? And this is a guy that fucking makes a living talking about flat earth. Okay? So...
Yo, I'm so sorry about my chihuahua in the background.
Now you're good, bro.
By the way, too.
So...
Shit. Hey, enough. God.
But you know what's funny?
She would think she's 90 pounds, man, but she's like 10 pounds.
Remember the Taco Bell commercials with the little chihuahuas?
Yeah.
Like, Yo
quiero Taco Bell. Yeah, we're mad showing our age. Yo, let's go.
Yo, so again, dude, I think that a lot of people talk about this great awakening that's going to happen. Maybe it might happen in our lifetime, but like I told you earlier, I think that there's been these cataclysms all through. It's a cycle. And I think that the earth purges itself every so often. Whether man helps speed that up, I don't know, because a cataclysm happened with the Egyptians and they weren't, they didn't have carbon emissions and all this other bullshit. They didn't have nuclear weapons that we know of.
Yeah.
But yet that they were quote unquote wiped out. So
it's crazy shit.
It's crazy shit. And like you said, it's fucking heavy, bro.
And it crazy that like, yeah, man, because like there's so many different civilizations and different almost seems to be versions of us, our human selves on this earth, man, from like, again, the ancient Egyptians to Tartaria. I mean, there's so much going on this place called the earth, bro. This is where like, yeah, man, like I do believe that Mother Earth will cleanse herself, and she has before, and I don't think we'll see it. Like, well, it's like who knows, but like, you know what's kind of like, I guess if I was to say like, what's kind of like wickedly kind of a little scary per se, where I think where humans need to start treading very carefully with our relationship with technology and shit is I think in robotics and AI, man, and those supercomputers that we're building to create AI. You know what I'm talking about? You know the name technically what they're called, bro? You know what I'm talking about?
The quantum computers.
Yes, yeah. That shit, bro. In combination with robotics and shit. Like I saw this video of this robot dude that was like so human, man, from like the way it seemed to like, dude, it was some wild shit, but it seemed to like the camera was on it, right? And it like turned on, like it powered on, and it looked at its fucking hands. It almost seemed like this consciousness woke up and was like, oh fuck, like I'm a moving being. And then like it looked up, its eyes blinked, and like it had like facial expressions. Bro, I gotta find this video and send it to you.
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about, but
that shit, bro.
That's where. Did you see that I think it was the U.S. government. They passed a law in order to not ban like killer robots. They blocked the bill trying to ban killer robots, and they were like, "No, let's not ban it. Let's go ahead and just make some revisions so that way we can still control them."
We control them, so if we want to kill something else.
Yeah. What is the movie the Terminator about? What is the movie The Matrix about? What is the movie about? Fucking all this other shit about killer AI.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's why I want to go watch The Matrix, bro. And I can't go watch it, bro. It's so bullshit, man. The Matrix is like my favorite trilogy of all time, dude.
Hopefully,
like, I feel so shafted by COVID right now where I live, man.
Hopefully that they don't butcher it up. And I wanted to end the show on a happy note, but
a high note.
That's not the note that I was looking for. I think we're fucked. I think the human race is a cancer to this world, and hopefully we already trust the AI blindly. We do. All these algorithms and all, that's all AI. And we trust them.
Obviously, I've got into like trading. It's all algorithmic.
It's all 98% of the market is.
Today, I was just on the 1 minute time frame today, right? Like, not to digress, but just about this whole AI. It's a crazy story. Like, I went through the 1 minute time frame of about 30 different tokens that I follow that I just trade, right? Dude, every single one had the exact same chart formation.
Well, that's because they follow Bitcoin, but yeah, dude, it's all.
But like, it was like just like. Almost like are we really this like us as people, are we just, yeah, man, it's just machines, it's just AI. Like when we're trading, we're just on the tail of fucking algorithms, bro.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
It's not us. It's not
literally
us.
Bro, it's 98% computers.
Yeah.
And it's all from the big banks to make it look like its own to make it look like its own natural ecosystem.
Yeah,
when in
like it's us. Exactly. Like it's us, controlling it's, bro. AI is, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, bro. I know exactly what the fuck.
That's the one for me, man. Where I'm like, yo, we're gonna fucking end up plugged in like the Matrix, bro.
Oh, did you see that? What was it? Finland? I think it was Finland passed a law that you're able to kill yourself now in these pods. Did you see that?
No, but see what I'm saying? I'm joking about it, and then you tell me some real shit that happens.
Yeah, 100%. Look up the article. Look up suicide pods, and now I believe it was Finland, one of those countries over there, and you're able to go in there and euthanize yourself.
Come on.
If you want to exit the simulation, just get in there, and I don't know if it gasses you out or if it injects you with some shit, but you're done.
Dude, like, I know we're running out of time, but that's one hell of maybe a part 2 episode and like jump back.
Bro, whenever you want to come on, dude, just fucking hit me up, man.
Bro, like, okay, this service of like, yeah, you just come in, dude. You done with life. Come on, dude. Just get in this pod and just cut your cord, bruh.
That's it.
No judgment, no harm, no foul.
You can see it from the nihilistic point of view of you didn't choose to be here, so why can't
but like, the people that created this
aren't good people.
They created it like what problem did they think they're solving, or what evil was behind it to where they're like, yo, because is it like just some underbelly approach to like
you
population
have people
control
that want to live forever,
right?
You have people that want to live forever, then you have the motherfuckers that just don't want to live at all. And you're gonna have you're gonna have that duad. So the Pythagoreans believe that the duad was bad.
Man,
the illusion of dissimilarities and shit. It's it's
crazy.
It's deep, dog. It's deep.
It's so deep, dude. Like the fact that like I don't even know, bro. Like, because then I feel like that ain't the answer. But then you know what, man? If motherfuckers in Finland want to just go walk and cut it out.
If you have suicidal tendencies or thoughts, I 100% say reach out to somebody. Talk to somebody. Don't do that shit. I don't believe in suicide. I'm just again talking about this fucking article that came out.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's like, the answer, man. Like, I feel like here's the positive note that we want to end on, man. It's like, is that like, man, we're people still, bro. Like we're all still people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like we're so disconnected from people, from us being people. Look at the metaverse. Look at AI, bro. Look at the AI thing. You said how you went from like 8 p.m. till 12. Like, and you didn't even know.
No, dude.
And look at the Facebook changing to metaverse.
But I was talking to people on that platform, and I'm playing with my stepbrother. I'm in that, and it's like you said, immersive. But
that's what I'm saying.
Dangerous if it goes unchecked, because you got people, how you said that they don't know how to check that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
So
but most people don't.
Yeah, 40 hours of gaming, they fucking die. There's been people who died from just gaming all day.
See what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to say, man. Is that like, man, we are, man. I don't know. Just people are so not united anymore. People are. Almost, it's to the point we're not united with each other, and we're starting not even united within our own fucking human 100%. Body ourselves. We're living a reality on social media and AI and a metaverse versus the reality of the person that you probably wake up to next to every day that you can have a conversation with, like the person that And this is where I'm like, I love working from home, but not everybody does. But I don't believe you should have to go get a vaccine to go work back in your office because you prefer to work in the office because you like to be around other human beings. You like human interaction. But now, a lot of people are being forced into going into this digital world and only being able to do everything remotely because they chose not to be vaccinated. This is what I'm saying, bro. This is what's sad to me about where the state of the world is, that like it's somebody versus somebody now. You can't, it's where it's like to not ramble on. Freedom, man. It's like there's no more freedom, and people are just giving it away. They're just giving it away so blindly, man. It's the craziest thing ever, man.
So are we?
And
are we
I feel like people
like
just need to.
Or not?
Yeah. So the high note.
Bro, we just keep cut. Like it's like a graph. Like the graph on the stock market goes up, and then it's like and then you're like, fucking don't kill yourself because we're in this matrix controlled by the reptilians, and we're fucked.
Fight back, you know what I'm saying? Fight back. I think that's the positive message. Just keep fighting back, man. Because like I feel like this is my stance. This is why I've decided to wait on being vaccinated or whatever. Not because I'm anti-vax or anti-mask or any of that. I don't believe none of that shit. I do think that some crazy shit's going on. But, forcing it down our throats to be able to go to a restaurant and, again, go watch The Matrix 4 in movie theaters, that's sinister to me. And that's what I mean. And I feel like there's a lot of us out here that are out here like this, bro. Like a lot of people out here feel this way. Mm-hmm. But because the world doesn't let us go congregate again is why it's been tough. So I just say for everybody out there, man, that, keep holding strong, dude, because this shit to me is not going to last forever. People being together with other people will always prevail. This shit right now, as great as the last 2 years have been for me, because I've been able to, self-isolate, recapture, blah, blah. Bro, I'm so excited for what I think could happen in the future, but just with people. I hope the stock market crashes. Like, bro, I hope a bunch of crazy shit happens in the next year to reset all this shit so people can go back to being people again, man. That's like my fucking high note wish that I'm hoping that happens. And hopefully I get rich on the way because I got some stock plays that hopefully fucking blow up too.
You selfish fuck.
You know what I'm saying? But whatever. But no, you see what I'm saying? yeah, man, that's how I truly feel, man. I really think that after all this shit is said and done, bro, we're gonna be back, man. I think the world will be beautiful. I think we'll be shiny again, and we'll be able to fucking talk about other crazy shit that's going on at the time, you know. But I think people will eventually prevail together, man. We won't be against each other constantly forever. I hope not. Just imagine for the next 45 years, like, it's still fucking the gays hate this person, the Hispanics hate here. Like, I think eventually we will prevail, man. And I think it's gonna be our kids' generations. Like when I have kids, and you know your kids and your little kids' kids, like that. Nah, man, they're gonna be just so mixed. You know what I mean? Like my girl's white, I'm Mexican as fuck. Like we're gonna be so mixed 50 years from now. I don't know, man. I think that eventually a lot of division will hopefully dissipate. But anyways, I'm just a hopeful thinker, though, right?
You gotta be optimistic sometimes, bro. You wanna plug your stuff in before we head out?
Yeah, for sure, man. So like, fucking, we jumped right into the beginning of the episode because like we were talking about you know, obviously I was gonna do my own podcast, and dude, obviously I got really busy with work, and you know, again, it was a side hustle that you know I was able to turn into a now full-time career, which is exciting. So of course my creative project I put on the hold. But of course, you know, me and the crew have been, you know, still talking sports every day. So we'll probably get back together and do something real soon. I think the time off, man, that, you know, the 1 year off that we've had for podcasting, I think has been real good for all three of us, man, because all three of us pretty much hit different levels of our life career-wise, like work-wise, income-wise. You know what I'm saying? And it all happened a little bit, you know, a few months within each other's lives, you know what I'm saying? But it all happened within the same year. But I think now that we're all ingrained in what we're doing again, and you know we're in a hold of our schedules again and shit too, we're all itching to get back in the studio again, man. So I'm excited to see what we can produce because like the first year, you know, we were just obnoxious, had no clue what we were doing. You know, this year obviously we're all a little bit more grown, a little bit more mature. And you know we don't necessarily work together anymore either, so our interactions are a little bit more organic per se, right?
Yeah.
Because truly now when we link and talk, we haven't seen each other in so long. It's a fucking blast. I wish we could just record from that moment, right? So not to ramble, man, but I'm excited to get back into work with my boys because yeah, man, I think you know what we've learned from the first year to now where we are now. Fuck, man, I think it's gonna be some funny shit that we'll put out, and I don't know. I think that's what it is. We just want to be ourselves again, talk some sports, talk shit, and just fucking put a podcast out for fucking anybody looking to just have a laugh and, you know, spend an hour while you're cooking some tacos in the kitchen or something, you know?
Yeah, so that's Third Dimension Podcast, right?
That's it, man. Yeah, Third Dimension Podcast. It's actually all spelled out. Third Dimension Podcast. Just Google it. You'll find us. We're pretty much on every major streaming platform. But yeah, man, you know, Juan, I always love being on your show. We gotta do this again because there's a bunch of shit that just I started thinking about as we started talking. But again, man, we can record for like 3 hours straight. But
yeah, bro,
I appreciate it, man.
I always like having you on, man. You always got some good shit, and we vibe, right? So fuck it, why not have a good conversation and let other? I don't think a conversation happens if it wasn't on a podcast. So
facts.
Thanks for coming back on, man, and we'll do this again soon, bro.
Sounds good, my brother, for sure.